Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of the Season 5 premiere of Vikings on the History Channel. It aired as a 2-hour premiere, 2-hour block with The Departed Parts 1 and 2. So I'm just calling it The Departed. Of course, Vikings is a show I really enjoy. It's one of, I think, the highest quality shows that's being worked on right now. A lot of people try to compare it to Game of Thrones, but I don't think we have to do that all the time. I just think it's really extraordinary that history has a show on that, almost on that caliber. And what they did with Ragnar last season, I think, rivals anything they've ever done on Game of Thrones. Just in terms of writing and Travis Simmel's acting, the whole story of Ragnar Lothbrok, I think, is one of the absolute best TV characters of all time. So, going into this season, of course, spoilers in the title. I hope you have seen the premiere and are, seen season 4 at least. With the death of Ragnar Lothbrok, it was sort of a concern. How the show would carry itself going forward for a full, 20-episode season, 10 and 10. Also got a Vikings Ragnar shirt right here, which is cool. Kind of wish I would have gotten in like a dark blue or something, but I still like it. Because Ragnar, Travis Fimmel, like I said, he's one of the greatest TV characters of all time. Travis Fimmel gave it by far an Emmy-worthy performance last year. And we've been following Ragnar since the beginning. And so what character is going to step up? What character is going to give us, or attempt to fill that void, or step into the shoes of what that character left behind? And it's like one of my issues with this episode. I don't really know if there's going to be a character like that. Which kind of makes sense because there shouldn't be another Ragnar, but still. There's Ivar, and he is interesting to watch. He is entertaining to watch, just in terms of his viciousness and just his attitude, I suppose. But we definitely don't. I don't think we sympathize or relate to him to the point that we did with Ragnar, because Ragnar was never as cruel as Ivar is. And as far as the rest of the sons, I don't think they're really that interesting at all, to be completely honest. So we're kind of left with our leftovers from the Ragnar saga, that being Lagertha and Floki. And Lagertha I still do really like a lot. I think she is one of the most well realized female characters on TV. Up there with Michonne from The Walking Dead, and a couple others as well. Just two of the strongest female characters, I think, that are around right now. Of course there's a few others now. TV's only gotten better with that kind of thing. But some of what even Lagertha did in this episode is a little bit questionable for some reason, but we'll get into that more in a few minutes. The most interesting part of the season for me, though, so far is the arrival or the introduction of Lord Bishop Heahmund, being played by Jonathan Rhys Meyers, who is an actor I really like watching. I really enjoyed him in the canceled NBC series Dracula. I thought he was great in that role. I still hated that show being taken off. I thought it was a really great show with loads of potential. And I think he's a really natural fit on Vikings, because of his work on The Tudors. But he's just a really good and charismatic actor in general. And I also kind of wish he was the main character at this point, because I'm already sort of in a weird way rooting for him and Aethelwulf, to take back. Why am I suddenly forgetting the name? To take back York. Yeah. I don't know if Heahmund would be as interesting if it wasn't Jonathan Rhys Meyers playing him, though, honestly. But he is, so, I can get behind him. He might be sort of a more dull character if it wasn't for Rhys Meyers' portrayal. But nonetheless, I find him to be very interesting, and Meyers' performance is definitely the main reason for that. And I actually do hope that him and Aethelwulf take back York, which we'll see how that plays out. I know Ivar has yet to sort of like really truly build his own story. So Ivar's gonna be around for a while. I'm not expecting Ivar to be killed off or anything like that. It's gonna be a while before we ever see that, if at all. But I don't know. I'm just really lacking someone to get behind on the show right now, and I'm clinging to Heahmund just because I like the actor so much. But nonetheless, I can't deny that this is a really quality show. It still is. The production value, it's only gotten better. The camera work, the cinematography and everything, the sets, the on-location scenes too. It's really, really good, and I can't deny that. And in terms of in regards to Lagertha and Kattegat, again, Lagertha is the character I sort of still want to cling to right now, but I don't know, I'm feeling kind of odd about her now at the end of by the end of this premiere, because we see Harald arrive there, and supposedly he wants some sort of alliance between the two of them. Lagertha is his wife, but of course, Lagertha sees that he still likely has this ambition, in which we know he does. When he's separated from his brother. So she ends up taking Harald prisoner, and as Harald's being held in chains and everything, she decides to. I guess the point was to show her dominance or have a role reversal, which is good. To actually see a man in that vulnerable position, have the woman control it and mess with him. So as he's shackled, she ends up, pulling up her dress or whatever, and then, just showing him who's boss, I guess. I just thought that was kind of odd. I know Harald's meant to be in a vulnerable state at that point, and it's meant to, sort of affect him in a way that Harald might have done to other women over the years, or just, that society in general. Which I can appreciate in a certain way, but at the same time, was Lagertha doing that to Harald really that painful for Harald? I don't know. Was it really that bad? Come on. And if anything, it would be something good for Harald to take away from the experience. I don't know. This is as into women as Harald gets to. It doesn't seem like it would be that bad of a thing for Lagertha to do that to him. So it was odd, and Lagertha's character a little bit has been tainted, last season a bit, and this season it seems to be continuing that way. I don't know, I just didn't like it. I don't really see what that really, did, honestly. They may try to make it seem like it was, to get inside Harald's head and make him feel, helpless and everything like that, but again, it couldn't have been that bad. It's Catherine Winnick. It's Lagertha, so yeah, I don't really think that worked too well, to be honest. We have Floki. We do get a really good scene between Ivar and Floki before Floki departs. Of course, his brothers and everyone's still looking at him in a very, not so settled manner due to what he, did to the other brother last season. Of course, killing him, and then he tries to confide in Floki, saying he did it, just purely, and he says to the other brothers he did it purely out of anger, and it was a split-second decision, which I honestly do believe, because Ivar does have issues like that, attitude problems, and he is very, very sensitive. He's brilliant. He's showing to be a great, sort of a tactician, I suppose. Not quite along the same lines as Ragnar in his prime, but he's definitely getting there. But he definitely has this mental part of himself that can still be kind of picked at like that. So him killing his brother as quickly as he did, I understand how it might have just been out of pure rage and frustration over how his brother was talking to him and stuff like that. So it's actually a pretty good scene between him and Floki. And Floki, meanwhile, he's just trying to find his way. He doesn't know where he belongs anymore. He doesn't really think there's a place for him. So he ends up sailing off on his own, just in a small boat, which Ivar kind of makes fun of earlier. He ends up finding Iceland, I believe, but he thinks so does Asgard. So there's that. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, overall, I thought this was a pretty good premiere. But again, Ragnar's gone, I get that, but I can't help but, have that feeling throughout the episode. I'm waiting for a character to, pull me in, but there's just no one quite like Ragnar anymore. Which, of course, I'm not expecting there to be, but I don't know, it's just, I keep saying it, I feel like a broken record, but it's just apparent that, I'm not going to have that with the show, honestly, because Lagertha, honestly, is, like I said, being tainted for me, and I like Heahmund, but that's just because Jonathan Rhys Meyers is playing him, and Ivar is interesting to watch, but I don't really feel connected or, as caring about him. I don't know, still a pretty good premiere. Like I said earlier, I can't really deny the quality of the show. I'm definitely going to keep watching. I will try to do reviews every week, but I'm already getting backed up and also moving into a full-time position at my job, so it's going to be more difficult to get reviews out during the week, but I'll do it as I can. Overall, even though I still have my issues with it and my questions with the show going forward, I'm still going to give this episode about a 9.1 out of 10 or so. Like I say, can't deny the quality of it. You also had Harald escaping, shocker, and taking Astrid and tempting her with the position of queen, as he still wants to. He's probably going to come back and attack Kat again a little bit later in the season. There's also the potential threat of Ivar coming back at Lagertha, due to what she did to Aslog. So I never really trusted Astrid anyway, especially after what she did with Bjorn last year, which is another little odd occurrence, but. Yeah, so anyway, guys, thought about the premiere. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.